Okay, let's see if it works out now. I have no clue. I hope it works. I don't know what the settings were, but yeah. I have actually no clue why it didn't work out because I have not changed anything compared to the previous time. Were you guys able to hear the intro? If someone of you was there in the intro or not? Would be interesting to know because I have not changed anything. Nope.
Perfect.
Okay.
I hear everything as well.
Yeah. That is interesting. Then I have to swap my settings and stuff because I'm currently steering with a different scene collection because I couldn't spot the mistake that was forcing that. So now we fixed it, but I'm on my scene collection. So yeah, let's not get over the pre-talk and everything. Sorry for those inconveniences, but the top 10 moments had sound, but then they should not have sound. I don't know. I will look into that. I'll look into that after the stream. I had a very stressful weekend, and I hope that everything works out now. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And thanks again for having me here, obviously. Really appreciate it, and I hope that we can provide you guys with great commentary and great content here.
Yeah, I mean, I try my best with my voice, yeah, because
No worries.
that will not be that easy. I was laying down the whole yesterday in the bed. My voice yesterday was absolutely terrible. Yeah, I could not talk at all, and now today it's going good. I'm not sure why the sound was not there, but I'm gonna fix that next time. So, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, we now also have the new map here that we see right now where the players are warming up as well. This is the map we only play 2 laps on for the multiplayers. And I'm very excited to see how it's gonna play out today.
Yep.
We both watched the Challenger League as well. We had some very, very close calls, close runs, sick fights, and unfortunate mistakes. And let's see if this will happen here now as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this map looked very, very close here, especially this last map, yeah? On this one, on Bolt Holds, yeah? Usain Bolt. Also a very long map, let's be honest. But this map is quite long, and I'm looking forward to see how Pag will perform here today. Because this map should suit him quite well. Not sure what time he has here, if he has a good time or not. I can see him in the top 8 with a 240.85, but not sure how much practice he has put in. But of course we have 4 maps before that, yeah? We have Pole Party, we're gonna see for the last time today. Vertigo, Poolside, Launchpad, and then of course Bolt Holds at the end. Which I'm looking forward to because like those last 3 maps, Hans, for me those are the best maps that we have seen in this entire season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, specifically looking forward today as well for the 6 lapper on Launchpad because we had it as the multiplayer map today, and yeah, I mean 2 lapper multiplayer last week. I mean, not today, and very curious to see if the players can actually pull off the last identity, which is the insane reactor boost through the ring checkpoints without like any major mistakes and stuff. So I'm very hyped to see also the new map. I think the new map is also really great. I really like that idea with the precision jumps through these royal blocks, and obviously the water map, we talked about that last time as well, the poolside one, which is also very, very interesting to look at.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think I have to restart the game because the game could lag a bit here because that's the problem with Trackmania. If you have the preset on nice, never mind, it's all good then. But I hope that this preset works out because I set the game to nice instead of very fast, and I hope that it's not lagging for you or anything like that. But of course, if I like do other things like next to my desktop, it will lag for you a bit, so I should not hover out here. But hey, it's all good, guys, and yeah, this map is really, really difficult. But we're not gonna start with this one, we're gonna start with Pole Party, where we have seen Mime with a very good performance today. He was on a 7:45, I think, so only 1 second.
44 even,
yeah,
only 44 even, insane.
He was looking very strong, only 1 second. Ah yeah, true, packed at a point 7:43, I think.
Yes. Yeah, very impressive showing there by Mime. I mean, he was in a close fight as well with Otak, and I think everyone was up there as well. But yeah, he just made no mistake at all and just drove so fast and consistent, so that was insane.
Yeah.
So looking forward to what these players now can do, like the Grand League players. I'm sure we see similar stuff going on here now.
Yeah, so the world record on Pole Party, which will be the first map in just 2 minutes, is a 7:43.29 by Muda, who has not really redeemed himself that much. I think he didn't get himself a top 3 performance on this map, if I was recalling it correctly, or maybe 1 or 2 good performances, but it was usually a very good map for Pack.
Yeah, definitely. I think it also suits him quite well. He's like... I mean, he's a very consistent player overall anyway, and a map that is like techie, flowy tech style. Also the identities is just like precision stuff. I think he's just so good in that kind of map style as well. But so are the others. I mean,
yeah.
that is just very spicy.
This is something else here compared to the Trackmania Grand League Challenger. Of course, they are also fast like Otak and Mime. They're just having more than 1,000 points already. And the others are just miles away from that, but it's like way more packed. And I'm looking forward to see how Carl Jr. will perform today. What do you think? Who will be in the top 3 tonight?
Oh god, that is a call that is not easy to make, definitely, because I think everyone basically is capable of getting a top 3 position. But I mean, we have our favorites, I think. I mean, obviously the top spots from the league ranking, Aurel, I'm expecting Aurel also to do really good today. I also wouldn't be surprised if Afi does really good. Gwen definitely as well. I mean, we saw her popping off last time as well at the multiplier map specifically, just being faster than anyone else. Big shoutouts here as well to Binks, who had heartbreaking runs last time, was doing so well. And but still just made a mistake in the later stages of the map and just couldn't finish it out.
Yeah, Bing's definitely one of the biggest losers. The last step, I think he had 8 points going into the last map.
Yeah.
And that was, of course, Launchpad. And it was also a map that I think he was not that bad on. So too bad to see that, how Binks is played. But still, I mean, Binks right now finds himself still on 12th position, and also Spam, 100 points behind him. So Binks looks strong to not be in danger of getting demoted. As we are currently warming up, so we're gonna start with Pole Party here by Histo. Map 1 out of 5, 50 seconds still left of warm-up. And Pack will be the player that we are focusing on right now, who is barely in the top 8. Yeah, Bren is behind him. And then also name like Carl Jr., Papu, you've heard of them. So, I was asking you who is gonna take the step today, and I think today will be, a good step for Pack. Not sure if he's gonna get top 5 or top 3, but I think he will get a multiplier, like a ×2 multiplier. But who I'm really looking forward to is this guy, the Canadian, the man, the myth, the legend, Carl Jr.
Yeah, we have not seen too much of Carl Jr. yet. But, I mean, that can change any day, basically, if he really decides to go for it and grind it and train the maps properly and feels motivated. I mean, he is like the safest bet to say that he's gonna win the step then, if he feels like it. I mean, there's nothing to argue about him. Greatest competitive Trackmania player and most successful player, obviously, of all time so far. So, definitely excited to see if he can... wake up today more and just claw through the field and does a good performance here.
Yeah, and that's also a good call from you. Will he wake up today, because he doesn't seem to be that motivated compared to other players like Granadi, like Afi, those players who really want to push it and are right now in the top 4. As you can also see here, Granadi in 4th position just behind Massa with an insane step number 3. Or was it? No, step number 3 it was indeed. Then Afi on 2nd place, Aurel on 1st, and then there's a huge gap. Also Scrappy feeling great, or looking great, as well as Gwen, who got an insane stab last time. Then Muda on P7, and then there's already Pack, who has gotten 1 multiplier and finds himself on 8th place. But Carl Jr., the greatest of all time, as you were mentioning it, the 5 times the Raider Cup champion, and also the 3 times winner of the Trackmania Grand League. I think he didn't lose, he only lost the beta season towards Kappa, I think. The playoffs. Yeah. And else he has won everything. So Carl Jr., my god, this guy is cracked. But we're gonna start now in 30 seconds. Warm-up has been increased. And let's go with pole party by Histo, as the world record is, as you've already mentioned, is 7 minute point 43.29 by Muda. Yeah, Muda, also a player that has really gotten himself a spot into the Trackmania Grand League after making his debut last season.
Definitely also a player to watch out for, obviously on this map in particular as well. Going very fast. I mean, he started out as a full speed player only, but yeah, made it work on all sides for him right now as we actually start the match right now, and Worker is AFK at the start. What is happening there?
I think due to the DNF or like non-start from Worker, we only had 15 players when I joined the server in as well. I think that we're gonna... well, he's also not driving, else he could have seen a different checkpoint than the one from the last player. But I'm not sure if we're gonna continue with this one or if it will restart, because Worker has initially not started the race, or if there's a time rule when a player has to say, yo, you know, please stop, or has to DC or something. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
But let's actually take it as I think that the round will be restarted, but maybe we can just go ahead into the cast, as Pag right now finds himself on 8th place. You know, great fight, but it's a little bit of a grab. But he overtakes also Carl Jr. here in that split second. Going into the first identity here, you're not changed into the 5th gear just yet here. Also there, where you are actually gearing down and then you gear up again on this part. But right now it's Muda, the world record holder, leading ahead of Gwen.
Definitely, as we come up here into the second identity, the harder one. But so far everyone, oh, we saw someone slowing down, but from the top players, everyone is actually getting through here. As we can see, basically no major mistakes. Papu dropping down a little bit, Kappa also finding himself at the back of the pack together with Aurel, and also Tween not having the fastest first lap here. But I mean, look at the round so far, everyone is so close into each other. Carl Jr. snacking the first place ahead of Muda right now, but it's still very close as we are coming closer to the first identity, going down the hill. So we saw some players releasing to not get the gear up, but Muda clipping the part and losing a lot of time here compared to the rest of the pack as we are going through the first identity here.
Yeah, the first identity indeed. Again, on that map, this first small identity, which is not that hard to do though. It is Gwen leading ahead of Carl Jr. and then we have Pack. So this looks to be like Season 3 all over again. Yeah, Gwen, Carl Jr. being motivated, getting themselves a good performance. And then we have Papu, my bat, who was also going into the top 3 today, is on P number 15 at the moment. Right now, Gwen, however, is leading the race ahead of the 3 times Trackmania Grand League champion, Solary Carl Jr., who has to step it up. Right now, only P10 for him. Pack a little bit of airtime there, but still a great race. Also Massa and Granadi. You know, Massa actually not a mix, but Granadi having a quite similar car skin to the one from Granadi. But look at the line, you look at the speed from Granadi accumulated, going to the lead here. Great performance from Granadi, good apex here as well. And what a fight do we have here, Hans, for the top 5. Only 0.2 of a second between all of the 5 players there.
That was so close. Also, Bren with a very small clip here, dropping down to 7th. But I mean, we're in lap 3 and the top positions are basically right into each other. I mean, look at the top 8. They're like even the top 10, not even like half a second in between them. Then we have Tween, who's a little bit further back, but still everything up for grabs here for all the players. As we went through the first identity, no mistakes there. Also not too difficult to do if you played it a little bit. So I'm not surprised that everyone makes it through this first pole section here. And yeah, players definitely want to try to get into the top 8 because, I mean, the point difference between 8th and 9th are like 10 points from 15 up to 5, down to 5 actually. So yeah, it's definitely crucial to stay in those top 8 positions, but so far anything can happen here as we approach the uphill to the second identity here. And let's see if we see any player dropping down in between.
Oh, Gwen! Gwen has made a mistake!
Oh, respawn from Gwen, yeah! As you mentioned it. And now Granadi going up to first, entering the 4th lap.
Yeah, I was just swapping the camera there to Pack, and now Granadi is leading with a great comeback, going so close there, but also Carl Jr. with a good step, but that really describes the Gwen here that we have right now. Either he gets first or 14th, 15th. He had a very good step Gwen, but also Carl Jr. here on his way to maybe redeem himself as the greatest of all time. Goes into the lead here by the looks of it, gets a better approach, a bit more speed. Pack and also Carl Jr. so close there of clipping the hole. The last time we're gonna see Pole Party, a very good map, but right now it's Granadi still leading. Carl Jr. with the attack, not the best amount of speed accumulated for Carl Jr. over that part. Gren is dead, of course, and we have Carl Jr. in the lead, and it is Granadi who has made a small mistake, so Scrappy is getting P3. Also a good map from Scrappy, but look who's behind, who is roaring behind Granadi, Binks, Bren, and also Spam, and then Massa also not too far away, and then we have Tween with a huge gap, but the top 8 looks to be set in stone, unless someone is making a mistake here, but right now it is Massa who is the person who's getting those, as you've mentioned, 15 points, but also Spam with a mistake. Spam with a mistake, and now Pack, the vice champion, versus the world champion, Carl Jr.
Here into lap 5 or 6, so only 2 more laps basically to go here. Tween getting himself into 8th position right now, because Spam had to respawn and drop down even further now at 14th place. So Spam completely dead here, and also Granadi now with a mistake, just as you say that. Dropping down here, and also Kappa overtaking him now. Kappa coming back from the death, actually catching up to the pack of players here right behind Tween, on Tween's tail, so Tween cannot be saved, but Granadi now on the verge of only getting 5 points, because he is at 9th, and Pack, our person to look at right now, at first, closely followed by Binks, Bren, and Carl Jr. here, so and Scrappy only 0.2 behind everyone at the front pack here, so anything can still happen here. Going up again for the second to last time to the last identity, left-hander up the hill. Everyone does it pretty good. Small adjustment by Bren. Oh yeah. Wait, what? No, it was Pack who died at the right-hander. It was. And had to respawn here, and losing his whole lead. He was first as he now enters the last lap. Disaster for Pack, not even in the top 8 anymore, as we now enter the last lap of the race.
Yeah, we have a great fight there between Bren, Carl Jr. and Binks. Binks leading the race. We had so many position changes, but it is Pack who has gotten a no-slide in this right-hander. So very, very unfortunate stuff there from Pack, as he is right now on P12, and with that will not play a role for the top 8 here. So let's follow Binks, Carl Jr. and also Bren for that battle here. It's not over yet, as Scrappy, Tween, Massa, Muda and Granadi are in the top 8. Gwen, however, with a respawn, only 1 second behind Granadi. So nothing is over yet, as we see still Binks leading the race. Will he win it now? He is really in need of those points, and Binks, the Easy Dream player, is really redeeming himself. Didn't get the best line by the looks of it. Good exit speed though from Binks. We have Carl Jr. still leading the race, but only 28,000 of a second. Bren is also not too far away, and we have one more identity for the top 3. Bren with more speed. Over the freeway we go. Carl Jr., Binks, or Bren. It looks like Carl Jr. will take it, and Bren will overtake Binks. But what a fight is 744.28. Then we have Bren 27 thousandths away. Binks on 3rd, Scrappy on 4th. And Tween, Massa, Muda and Granadi on that remaining top 8 positions. Gwen getting himself the fastest lap and 5 points, so 7 points go to the Game World player. Afi on 10th, Pack on P11, then Papu, Spam, Kappa, Aurel, and then of course Worker, who didn't even start the race.
Dude, like, look at the time of Carl Jr. and also Bren and Binks and even Scrappy, like all of them in a 7-minute 44 time. That is, I mean, I don't need to mention, but it is world class what these players are showing here. And I'm also big shout out here to Binks, who finally got himself a very good position after last week's super unfortunate laps that he got after leading some of the races on some of those maps, but then just not being able to close it out, respawning and not even making the top 8 then.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to see that Binks is able to redeem himself here in these top spots.
Yeah, very happy for Binks indeed. I mean, he has already doubled his points from the previous step, as he is now up to 20 points. But now we're gonna go to a map that doesn't suit Pack that well, I would say. It is Vertigo. So Pack only with 3 points out of that previous map due to him making a mistake, an unfortunate mistake. He was leading, he was also on a good pace, but it was a back and forth between the players. Unfortunately, we're not gonna see pole pole side. No, pole side. It's pool party and pole slide. No, wait, pool side and pool party. My god, dude. Like
a pool slide, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, a pool slide and a pool party. Yeah, maybe those are some new ideas for maps. I don't know. But we have this map now, Vertigo by Pupat. We're gonna see that for the second to last time. So next week in step number 6, this map will be done one more time as the opening map. And right now it is warm-up time as Gwen, I think, and also Bings were good on this map. But also I think Gwen has made a mistake here, Hans, last time.
Yeah, I think Gwen was even leading the race, if I remember correctly, and then had to respawn at one of the pipe sections. So let's see if he can do it better today. But I mean, we know him, right? I mean, he can be kind of glass cannon, so anything can happen. So I'm very curious to see if he can step it up again, because he definitely has the pace, but does he have the consistency to pull through it without doing many mistakes here? That is the question, and that's what we're about to find out here.
Yeah, in just 5 seconds we're gonna find it out as my voice is vanishing more and more.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm getting my surgery tomorrow. It was just a very stressy weekend. You know, I've released a Trackmania documentary today and I worked a lot for that, but I neglected so much for it. But hey, we are not here to talk about my YouTube video, we're here to talk about Vertigo. And let's go into the first lap, Hans, here. Map number 2 it is. Pack not with the best start here, only 3 points. But I think here he can make something happen.
Definitely. I mean, a Pack usually a very consistent and one of the fastest driver we have here. Also down the hill now with a small release. With the AO1 vibes getting himself a very good start here, still in the middle of the pack. Nothing too crazy happening yet, but the first identity part with the pipes coming up right now. Let's see who's risking it. Let's go here with Pack, going very low here, not the fastest part, but we see so many players falling off. We saw Worker, who's back now in the game, had to respawn. Also Kappa and Bings falling off here. Gwen, as we mentioned before, he did very well last time, finding himself in first place, but it's still very close here. The second identity part coming up, the second crucial pipe here. Do we see people risking it or saving it? Pack so far saving it. And did we see Gwen? Okay, Gwen made it. I thought for a second that we lost him there. But most of the players actually making it through the first lap here without major casualties.
Yeah, I think all the casualties have been done by Massa here, 18 seconds behind.
Oh god, yeah.
So Massa will probably go for the fastest lap. I mean, 17 points for the German driver here. Not too bad though, but he can only go for the fastest lap now because I think even 14th position, which is worth 2 points compared to 15th and 16th that are only worth 1 point, is not really in reach for him. But right now, Pack on a good placement to maybe get himself into the top 8 here would be very good. I mean, it's not really his map style as we see 2 players falling down. Yeah. We see Scrappy and Orwell by the looks of it falling both down, both with a respawn, and they are dead. Bing's also accompanying them, who has made that mistake in that first lap, and Pack with that just really capitalizing from that and almost falling down their Pack. That was very close of not making it. But yeah, I mean, that's the map. Unless you not fall down, or if you not fall down, I think you have a top 8 guaranteed. But Pack right now just outside of that, as the Alliance driver from the Netherlands has overtaken him here. Spam on that 8th position. Carl Jr. with a good step today as well thus far, 25 points and currently 7th place. Muda, also Tween, you love to see that, a player that I was not criticizing a lot, but I was saying, yeah, maybe this player can drop down out of the Trackmania Grand League because he didn't seem that motivated to me, and I haven't really seen him too much, but very nice to see. You know, I love to be wrong on those things because Tween has the best mindset. He's one of the nicest players, and one player falling down here, I think that was Granadi, and yeah, now
and Afi as well.
And now Tween up to P number 3, and also Pack up to P7.
3, yeah. Oh my god, what is happening here? The switches in the positioning here can happen so fast on this map. So many players falling off. And Tween! And just as we say that, Tween losing it and falling off, almost falling off again. And from 3rd to 11th, that's how quickly it can go. So we have Papu at first, followed by Muda, Carl Jr. and Pack at 4th. So great showing so far from Pack as well here, who only got himself 3 points on the first map, so he would really like to get a lot of points here on this map, and so far so good for him. Massa 1 minute behind. I think he also DNFs here because, or he has a disconnect or something, because he is not continuing right now. Kappa also in last.
Yeah, he has a disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he's disconnected. But let's go again here to the identity. Can the players make it? Mura and Carl Jr. battling it out. No one falling down from the top players here. Not really many switches in the position. Granadi overtaking Spam now over the pipe. Bings up again to 8th. Bings had to respawn in the very first lap, so also was down to like 14th position. But now back in the top 8 because Tween made so many mistakes, Kai, in the end.
Yeah, Tween can still make it. I mean, that is a clown fiesta here. Everyone 4 laps in. I mean, we still have 2 more laps to go after that. But Tween can still make it here if someone makes a mistake. And Bings didn't get himself the best identity by Lucas. Never mind. It was just him being very slow. And of course, me being so tired because I hardly got any sleep. Afi with the fastest lap here. P13 only for him, for the Swiss driver here. For Team BDS. Yeah, right now batting out Aurel, but they were so far behind here as Pack is on P number 4 behind Carl Jr., Muda and Papu. So great to see Papu leading the race here and only 2 more laps to go. But let's follow Pack for that first part of the identity. Yeah, first you want to stay as close as possible. And what is Gwen doing? What is Gwen?
Dude, what a line.
Dude, what?
He just full sended over that left-hander. Got it to work, and look where he is right now, basically almost gaining 3 positions by just like full sending it on the pipe and also sending it on this pipe as well.
Yo.
Like, look at this lap by Gwen, not fast enough to be the fastest lap, but that was a really strong showing from our young talent here. Damn!
Dude, Gwen was just zooming here. And look at that. Pack didn't make a mistake. And Gwen made up 1.5 seconds towards Pack. And Gwen wants to go for P1 here by the looks of it. But of course, Gwen being a glass cannon. And he makes that mistake. And gets a dead respawn. But he still finds himself on that 6th place. Because so many players have made a mistake. Look at that, Hans. 6th place still for Gwen.
Yeah, he's still in 6th. And... like, I don't know what's happening here. Like, so many mistakes, all these players. But, I mean, you have to risk it. And Gwen, just as I say, risking it, has to respawn again on the pipe and is now finding it behind Binks. But that is still enough to stay in the top 8 because Tweed, who is at 9th right now, is still almost 4 seconds behind Aurel.
Oh, fight for first. Carl Jr. Oh, who's gonna get it? Papu, Carl Jr.
Oh! Oh my god, and Carl Jr. sniping Muda on the finish line as well here. That was a photo finish almost. Pack getting 4th as well, so 19 points for him, which is really great. And Tween, no! Who ripped? Binks? Tween getting in the top 8 here.
Binks again.
Oh no, Binks. That hurts.
Oh my god, Binks again getting the flashback from last time. Of course, he has gotten himself good amount of points, but here on this map, compared to the Trackmania Grand League Challenger, where we had only 2 players from the top 8 on on the first map, the top 8, only 2 players didn't finish top 8 on the second map, and it's the complete opposite here. We have the positions completely swapping around. It is Pack getting himself that first top 8 position. Yeah, with him getting 4th place. Then a great overtake there from Carl Jr. But yeah, man, what a map that was. And now we have the next map, my favorite map. Yeah, now I'm gonna get it right. It is Poolside and Pole Party. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no, never mind. We still have this thing. We still have this thing. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I forgot.
No worries, man, no worries. I'm also super happy to see Tween doing well right now because he got a top 8 position. And look at the standings of today's step. Tween is 3rd with 33 points here right now, tied with Granadi.
Very nice.
So I'm really happy to see that because Tween, as we mentioned it before, we never see a lot of him lately, and he's not doing so well, but so far so good. 3rd place in the step after 2 maps in.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, in general, everyone is kind of even, though the points are evenly distributed from 12th to kind of 5th place. Only 11 points between them. Then Granadi, Tween, Muda have a bit more points. And well, then there's Carl Jr. who has to step it up a bit. You know, 2nd and 1st place. Very good step for Carl Jr. at the moment. So let's take a look.
Definitely.
What is this map? We don't have a multi-lap map. And let's see if it works this time.
Hey, chat. Carry Pack.
Does it work? doesn't look like that, but we're just gonna PF again, yeah, as per usual.
Maybe it's a PF working kind of map this
Gwen.
time.
Yeah, I think PF could work here.
Yeah. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah, we're not gonna do anything, so unfortunately your inputs don't really influence it. But hey,
Look at the parts by Gwen. Damn.
Wait, does it?
Also Granadi. There are
Only
like,
the pluses.
Bouncers.
Oh my god, Peg! Wicked, up to P4, but, well, I think only the pluses work, by the looks of it.
Apparently, yeah.
Just... oh no.
Second place, almost kinda? Even though we're just PFing here? Oh, this is not good for this part. We are face palming into a wall right now, guys.
Oh no. We cannot go to the left. It is not possible.
Left, no.
And this is the GG. Let's see who wins here. Scrappy also into the wall. Spam, okay. Spam can control his car.
Aurel, and Kanadi.
Okay.
Oh, Kanadi. No, Kanadi, no. No, Kanadi.
Let's go to the follow all camera. Worka, Tween. Wait, who's playing for Tween? Tween doesn't have a stream.
Tween playing by himself. Oh no, Tween!
Oh! Tween?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Where's Worker? Had to respawn. Kappa now.
Kappa.
Oh!
Oh my god. Who's gonna win here? Massa? Muda maybe?
Muda? No, respawn by Muda. Worker?
Dude,
No. Worker.
Granadi. Aurel.
Oh my god, what an ending.
And spam now.
Oh, Worker missed it.
Spam.
Spammy J.
Oh, this looks good.
Yeah,
This in.
Yeah. Let's go Spammy J.
Muda? No. Tween? No. Papu? Oh? Papu?
Tween in between the roads.
Papu looking good. Papu looking good. Oh?
Where's Papu? There he is.
Oh my god,
this is
what
scary,
a flip.
but this is looking good.
Oh!
No.
Worka made it. Gwen flipping.
Yeah, Worker made it.
Muda? Oh, this is a good approach. This is good. Oh my god, Muda!
No! Oh no. Also, Kappa made it right now. Nice.
Okay, so Pack still standing still.
Unfortunately, we only have
Virtual Chat is playing
Pack.
Tween's car. Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Look at Tween's car in between the checkpoints. In between the roads. Okay, who do we have up here next? Who is it? Carl Jr. But he's backwards, basically.
So guys, unfortunately we cannot control our car here. So, hey. Okay, not making it.
Nope.
Granadi shed trolling.
Queen.
Oh, that's good actually, that's good. Because he slows down. Oh, maybe? Oh, damn.
No. Gwen looking good right now.
This could be in.
Gwen.
Oh, damn, he steered.
Yeah, the right steer.
Afi?
Oh, we have 7 seconds.
Afi?
Come on, Afi, 5 seconds.
No.
Nope.
So only 4 cars finishing. Aurel wins. And he gets himself 2 bonus points. Kappa. Imagine.
That would be something, man. That would be something. But yeah, now Kai, your favorite map is coming up.
Yeah, we have a poolside coming up now. Fuck. Sorry. It's so annoying that I have to cough all the time. Yeah. But yeah, poolside, my favorite map here, coming into play. Yeah. Let's take a look how this is going here for the players, as this map also favors a lot of different, or like promotes a lot of different lines. On the poolside we have Papu having the fastest time, then Massa, Scrappy, Kappa, Muda, Binks, and then Granadi. So it is not Pack being visible in the top 8 here from the players. But let's just take a look, as the warm-up is again a bit longer. Maybe Massa or Worker having a connection issues again, I don't know.
Who would you say are your favorites on this map, Kai? I mean, we saw different lines, especially in the last right-hander. Was it Gwen, who went for the outside line in the last water part, like the wide drift line.
Yeah, but
Because,
also Binks as well.
Because Bing, the face plant. Never forget the face plant from Binks, who was at first and went for the drift and then face planted. But yeah, who do you think has the upper edge to others? What are your picks here regarding this map?
I don't know actually. I mean, it's a good choice here to just pick Pack, but I don't really see him win on this map. I think a safe bet today would be Carl Jr. Since he looks just very strong, but also for me a very good step could be for Binks. I don't know. I think Carl Jr., Binks, and then in third place we see someone like Granadi or Massa. That's like my top 3. Because Binks is for me heavily underrated. This guy has improved so much. Of course, Pack, I would love to see him win this one. But I'm not sure, maybe he misses out on something here. Also, I think last week he wasn't too bad on this one. So we're gonna see. What do you think? Who's gonna take it here?
That is, as you already mentioned, a very tough call to make. But yeah, I mean, Binks is a very interesting pick. So I would also go with Binks definitely having the chance and the possibility to actually make it happen here, because we saw him being super fast here. I think he was even leading the majority of the race before he face planted. So very, very curious to see if he can repeat that performance from last week, but only without that mistake this time.
I mean, it wasn't really a mistake, right? He has gotten a bug. So that was Now was a bug that he has gotten. I'm just gonna quickly show that in free camera. If you go there to the edge, you can also see that on the identity. Yeah, you see this small edge there that you can bounce off. This small edge here. It's like plastic, and from that you can like bounce off quite quickly. Of course, that is a mistake on his side, but also plastic being prone to just bump you up tremendously. So Binks went over this one and bumped up, and that's why he was not getting himself that top 3 or top 1 position. But let's start here with Pack in that first round on poolside. Opening stage still it is, map 3 out of 5, Pack with 22 points. He could have gotten a bit more than that due to his mistake on that first map. Things like that can happen though. Let's focus on this one, as Carl Jr. has gotten himself a quite convincing good step right now.
Yeah, he definitely, I mean, 47 points first and second out of the first 2 maps. That is very, very impressive by the one and only Carl Jr. But so far, we don't see any major mistakes. Tweet again, finding himself at the back of the pack together with Worker here. We see different approaches, triangle, non-triangle. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, whatever you take. But it's just interesting to see the lines. We see Pack dropping down here after not having the best dirt, and Scrappy, the only one going for the water bounce here. Very, very interesting. Didn't really gain or lose anything here, it seems like. So we only have Worker now down by almost 1 second, but so far still very close Pack. But Binks, as we said, and Papoose sliding out as well. But Binks again crashing into that wall section there, which is very, very unfortunate because I think he is really, really fast on this track.
Yeah, also Carl Jr. has made a mistake, but I mean, we have seen in the Challenger League, maybe you have seen the comeback from Mime there. He was on P13, like 2.5, 3 seconds away, and then he barely missed out on even the top 3 or something. So everything can happen on this map. You can risk a lot with those outside lines. And Hans, you were mentioning the line here, the triangle line or not. The thing is, if you go for the triangle line, you cannot do this small wiggle there. Pack is not gonna go for that, because he had that approach, but you can go a bit more to the right and then get yourself a good approach over that one, get that extra kilometer per hour. And I think both lines are just similar in general also here. Like if you go for water bounce, for no slide, or for a slide, it doesn't matter. It's your own preference, you know, how you're gonna make that. Also here, inside, outside pole, what do you wanna do? Personal preference, you know, because it doesn't matter if you like fast on this other one or not. It's just what is more comfortable for you.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense as well, and that's so cool to see from the players, because all of the players have a different approach, because everyone does what they think is the most effective line to take, and that's what also makes it very exciting. Also for the first turn here, we see players going wide and players going tight, which is also basically personal preference, as you just said already. But so far the pack is still very close together here. We have Gwen taking the lead over Granadi, and Pack himself now at third place. So again, still a really strong performance from Pack. Getting overtaken now though by, who is that? That was Afi, but losing it again in the next turn already. But it's nothing is decided. Also Aurel at 9th place, only 0.4 behind Scrappy. So yeah, nothing is decided. Only lap 3 out of 6 as we approach the second identity. The second water part, there we can also see drift or no slide. We saw Pack with the slide into counter steer, no slide, and the other players all just releasing. And yeah, it's really just kind of similar. The outcome is kind of similar. Now Pack into first place, leading the whole pack of players going into lap 4 and also getting fastest lap in the meantime.
Exactly, Pack really figured out this map, also the identity. You know, you can go for a Neo slide before this identity, go over that hole which Binks has made a mistake on, but Pack decides to break before that. But I think both lines, especially on that first part of the identity, if you either slide or like go for a no slide, Pack is going for that no slide on this, yeah, where Scrappy is going for that water bounce. It is only personal preference, you know, what is suiting you better, because both outcomes are similar. You just want to slow down to not get yourself the slide in this one turn, you know, in this last left turn. But also here, Pack is setting it up quite nicely to get himself just out some speed more compared to the others. Then of course he slows down like that, and then he still goes for the drift now. Interesting. So Gwen now with a no slide, but you see the gap is not really shrinking or anything. And Pack is extending his lead. Great lap here from Pack, from the MnM driver. Can he redeem himself and win the first map today? Looking very strong, as he still has 2 more laps to go though. But he is extending his lead here and almost sets another good time here. He's extending his lead towards first, towards second, and then also towards third. Almost 1 second. Yeah, and it's looking good that Pack is on his way to take home this one.
Definitely. He's also going very, very wide here. Oh my god, I thought for a second that he almost crashed there. And now he... oh, the ghost disappeared for a second. I thought he made a mistake. Hold on. My heart just jumped for a second. But as we see that Carl Jr., 15th place, 10 seconds behind. Such a good first and second map, and also didn't do too shabby on this one. But apparently made a huge mistake and is running himself very far behind. If we go closer to the players here, I mean, the top 12 is still so close. Afi at 12, only 0.4 behind the 8th player, that is Aurel. And even Aurel only 2 seconds behind first place. So wow, anything can happen here. We saw a small bonk here from Kappa, so he will drop down a little bit more as we approach again the water section here. Let's see if players make mistakes. We also see Spam now catching up to Kanadi, maybe even overtaking Kanadi here. Pack again, fastest lap here. Wow. He is pushing the limits as we approach the last lap of this race. Can Pack keep it together here?
Yeah, I hope so, because this last lap was infamous for players of making mistakes. Mime failing it.
Yeah.
Bings failing it in the last bit of the track. So Pack is not safe just yet. He is a 0.4 ahead, got himself not the best approach over this one, so Gwen comes a bit closer, has a bit more speed by the looks of it here. Never mind, actually, I thought that Pack didn't get the best standing on the dirt, but that wasn't the case, as we have one more identity to go, and Pack is 0.7 ahead. He just has to save it, and then he gets himself 27 points here. If no one is beating him here in that last lap, he could go up to 49 points, and with that even make it a very good step. He could go into the lead even for just a small second, but then of course Muda will come and overtake him again, but Pack could do that just like that as he is saving it here. He's 0.7 ahead. Gwen is nowhere close of overtaking him, since he didn't have the best amount of speed, and Pack will win map number 3 here. What time will it be? A 6:53.73, and this time is also quite fast. It is 1.5 seconds behind the world record from Papu.
Wow.
So great to see that from Pack. 1 second ahead of Gwen. Great job. Also Spam, very cool to see him. P3 after only getting 3 points on the first 2 maps.
Oh my god.
Spam with good points.
And Tween again getting into the top 8. How is he doing that? He was again at the back of the pack, but he is just capitalizing on the mistakes the other players do and gets himself another 15 points here. So Tween, 48 points in this step already. So damn, I am so happy to see that guy. I don't know, that is great.
Yeah, I'm also really happy to see this guy, Marek Pacha, or Pasha, right? To Pronounced like that he is getting himself some points. Yeah, the Slovakian powerhouse. I still ask myself, why is this guy Orkless?
Yeah, that is a good-ass question, man. He was runner-up in the World Cups so many times. 2 or 3 times, maybe I'm wrong, maybe even 4 times, he got second place in the World Championships. So he definitely has a name out there, and very surprised. But if you guys have an orc, feel free to hit up Tween here.
So Tween with a 7th, 8th and 6th position by the looks of it. An average of 16 points for Tween. 48 points in total. That is very good. I mean, look at the league ranking here. Tween up to 140 points, being tied with Kappa now. And that is actually very close. And, I mean, if Tween gets himself a multiplier, and he has the world record on this last map, then Tween is looking very strong again. But also from your play, Tween comes from a tech environment, you know. He didn't really play too many multi-style competitions, Hans, but he is able to perform so well on those styles. So there you can see it, that even though you only go on one style, you can transfer your knowledge and your mindset towards other styles, and Tween is just showing us that. The Orkless player from Slovakia, really credits to him. Also tied up now with Carl Jr. Good amount of points here actually for 6 players. Gwen also with 46 points, Tween and Carl Jr. with 48 respectively. Pack 1 point ahead, then Granadi and Muda. Muda with a very good step as well, 54 points and 52 points, but everything can change here. Kappa and Worker still are waiting for their first top 8 placement today.
Definitely. And as we know, regarding the multiplayer that will come up after this map, everything is up for grabs here. But yeah, at first, very excited to see this map. 6 laps on this, with this great identity part in the end as well, to see who's gonna make it, who's gonna maybe risk it, who's going safe. And there we go, first lap of the 4th map.
Yeah, Launchpad it is. A very good map here by Tona. World record is a 6:25 by Muda. Yeah, so Muda is really putting in the effort in here. Very good to see that. The player from Dal Under, who has to put in a lot of discipline here to play a Trackmania Grand League step. For him, it's 5 in the morning. Just consider that. Monday, 5 in the morning, and you play Trackmania, and you play it for the real deal, not for something that is just a normal tournament. You play it for your living, kind of, because Muda is a professional player. Of course, he's streaming, but there's a lot on the line for him. You know, you have to perform, and great to see that he puts in the effort and that he has really redeemed himself in the Trackmania Grand League. As right now, it is Pagno with the best start here. P number 15 for him. We see a Spam and Tween ahead of him, but of course, there's still the identity. But by the looks of it, Hans, this identity doesn't look so hard if you have figured it out.
Definitely. I mean, we don't see that many mistakes, and we also have not seen so many mistakes from the players, apart except if they're risking it a lot. So if you look at Pack's perspective, Scrappy failing it, also Pack clipping the finish, but apart from that, everyone is making it. And as expected, Kai, we see Gwen at first. He was so strong on this map already last week with the multiplayer, even retiring just to get more points there, and he's just showing that again by being first here.
He was 0.7 ahead, just 1 minute 20 into the race. Like, what is Gwen doing again? Like, players are probably like, okay, what the hell is happening? So Pack is 2 seconds behind, and he is actually already 3 seconds behind Gwen, only with a wonky and entering into this part and also clipping here, getting a penalty by the looks of it. Not the best amount of speed, so Pack. Now with a good performance, of course, was a multiplayer map for him, but still a good step for Pack right now. 49 points, maybe he can get himself an 8th position, but right now it doesn't seem to be like that. I'm gonna go a bit further ahead as I'm just gonna spectate Pack as Spam here, who has made a mistake, touched before the identity and falling down to P13, but also Gwen with a mistake, Afi as well, completely dying there, and it is Muda now leading the race, and Pack with that gaining up some positions, so that is good, and maybe Pack being a good player to spectate here.
Definitely. Now, also, that we had it just as we talk about Gwen being maybe the fastest player here, and he is dropping down. He's 10 seconds behind 8th right now, which is still far from over. I mean, we have 3 more laps to go after this one, so mistakes can happen so quickly, even though the map is not super difficult, but that makes Muda taking the lead right now, and Kappa, a player we have not seen that much today, at the front here, is at 2nd, so I'm really happy to see that he's also stepping it up right now. 8 points in total he accumulated only. So he definitely wants to get a good position right now to at least set himself up for a multiplayer that has a good effect on his points here, as he is flying through this last identity, which he is doing really well.
Nice.
Same as Muda into lap number 4, but still it's very close here in the top because Bings is also up there.
Yeah, everyone is kind of up here. Bings, Kappa, and you were mentioning it, 22 points plus 8 is 30 points, and 30 times 3 is still a good step, 90 points, but is it enough for a player like Kappa as Pack clips there again and makes a mistake, and this puts Pack so far behind. Again, a mistake here from Pack, and with that he can kind of say goodbye on this one. So Pack only with 2 points here. That is not super nice, as we're gonna take a look here onto the top 9 or top 8 rather, as Granadi drops a bit behind. Worker overtakes him. Carl Jr. right now holding strong. Bren, Tween, Massa, Papu, and then Kappa getting overtaken by Bings and Muda. What a step here from Muda thus far. 54 points for the Australian powerhouse. Very nice performance. Also a cool car skin. I really like this one. The coloring looks super nice. And there's only 2 more identities left after this one, but this one looked very, very nice for Muda. Good approach here and a great lap here from Muda. Lap number 5, Kappa into the lead. Aurel with a mistake, as well as Carl Jr. falling a bit behind, and Afi with the fastest lap. Massa with a different line here, the Gwen line, getting himself so much speed, and just by talking about Gwen with the fastest lap.
Oh damn, man. Gwen with a sub 1 minute 3 seconds lap here, so really, really fast. I mean, he knows he's far behind, and maybe he just went fully YOLO to get those 2 additional points. But yeah, also the top 8 is still very close. Just look at this. Look how close it's between Granadi, Carl Jr. and Worker and Spam. Also by no means out of this round. I'm also really surprised and happy to see Tween being at 5th place right now. So far, a great step from him. He's gaining a lot of points, 48 points in total, and now at 5th. So he would really like to take those points on his account as well, going into the next map, multipliers. As we approach again the last section of the map, the turnaround, we see no mistakes from the top 5 players, but Papu almost hitting. Tween also had to let go of the gas to not crash here, so he will be overtaken by Massa, Carl Jr. and Granadi. That's how quickly it can go.
Yeah, that's how quickly it can go indeed, but Tween still in the top 8, barely again. So look at that, that's how vital it is to land in the top 8 here. Tween with an average of a 7th placement here, 16 points and every map, 15, 16 and 17 points. But it could have also been 15 points for Tween by just being 2 positions down in every round. So Tween right now being, lucky but also experienced enough to know when to save and when to risk, as he right now is still ahead of Spam, and this could be the next very good placement for Tween, and with that solidifying himself in that maybe even 3rd position again, overtaking the one or another player. But right now Carl Jr. is on P number 6. We have 1 more identity to go. Muda is 1 second leading. Dominant performance, he will take it here if he does not fail the identity, looking very strong, and Muda will win this map. But we see a different ending here, as someone has made a small mistake here. Never mind, no position changes. Actually Kappa getting overtaken. Also Tween actually overtakes Bren here. Spam Granadi down to P number 10. What has happened to Granadi there, Hans?
Oh my god, this ending though very, very close. We saw so many shifts in the position, but it seems like Granadi had not the best ending here. But look at the times, how close it is. Like Spam only a 10th behind Bren, and Granadi only 600s behind Spam here. So it all came down to the wire here. Muda obviously with a very, very strong showing here. Very well is at 1st place, but Tween going up to 3rd in the total standings now because he sniped a player at the finish line as well and secured another top 8 position here.
Yeah, Tween here, we have the Tween fan club kind of. We're all rooting for Tween, but he is just the fan favorite. It's just cool to see that he is performing eventually. And let's take a look onto the last map. We have bolt holes, and guys, I don't want to build up tension here, but Massa was talking, I think, to Carl Jr. yesterday, and Carl Jr. was leaking his time, and Massa was surprised by that time. And if a player like Massa is surprised, that means something. I'm not sure if that was the case. Maybe I was just seeing it in virtual stream when I was eating something just in between my cast of the Trackmania Grand League Challenger and the Trackmania Grand League today. But I think on this map we might see different lines again. I don't know. We have seen some clips as well, or not clips, but hitting the plastic, the hole, yeah, that you get lower. I mean, this round between, I think Soldier it was, Fagley and also and also Avon, I think. The ×4, ×5 round.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The close back there, yeah. Damn. Oh. But I'm very hyped to see that now as well, because I mean we can say that the level of players increased from the Challenger League into the Grand League here right now. So maybe we will see even closer rounds and even more players who are aiming to fight for the victory here in those very decisive rounds for the multipliers.
Yeah, I mean, also the ×2 would be very lucrative for the one or another player. I think even for Pack, or for Massa, or Granadi, I think they would well take it. Because, you know, also, it's so close. I mean, of course, I think the player who gets the ×5 today will be first. That will be the case. I think a player like Aurel, Massa, or even Muda, yeah, can get that first place today. Maybe even Gwen, but Gwen only, quote-unquote, with a 6th place. Why do I say only? Because Gwen could have also got to 90 plus points at this point. You've seen his pace on that previous map, and I think Gwen will also be a threat here. And nothing is over until it's over. We have finals level 2 here. First round, we have 8 rounds to go. And Hans, who will get that first multiplier? Do you think that a player like Pack, or maybe Bings or Tween, will already go all out?
Oh, that is such a tough question. I mean, I think I'm quite confident in saying that players like Gwen will definitely DNF if they see that they're first in the ending. But it's a tough decision to make. I think if you're around 50 points, you definitely take the ×2 multiplier if you have the chance. But maybe we see some different mindsets from the players, as we see many DNFs and crashes here from Granadi, Massa and Gwen, who find themselves very far behind. But now, as you said correctly, Kai, the question is, who will go for the multipliers? And will we see some DNFs? Do you think a player like Carl Jr. would take it if he has a chance, or will he go for higher multipliers here? I don't know.
I mean, it's a similar situation as in step 1, you know? First round on Pole Party, now I'm getting it right. Carl Jr. had 64 points, now he has 65 points. He went for the multiplier, he didn't win the step, yeah? So Carl Jr. had a good step there as well, and I think he needs a ×3 or ×4 in order to like solidify himself up into that top 8 position. A player like Kappa could really annoy some people, but even he has gotten himself a ×2 last week. But you know, he only got himself so little points. Of course, ×2 would be great, but where is he going with that? Where is he going with 26 ×2 points? I don't see Kappa going for those points. Muda, however, could definitely go for a ×2 multiplier here and just underline a good step. But of course, then you have to think, you know, I'm fast on this map. Will I go for ×3? Will I go for ×4? But I think that Muda, is out on this round. He has made that mistake. And we see also Pack behind Kappa, then Bren, who could also go for that multiplier. But yeah, you know, also Pack is kind of in need of a bigger multiplier, but just taking a multiplier could just be important. But Hans, we're gonna go into the last part of the track. We have only the identity left.
Yeah, only the last 3 jumps after this wall right and the 2 left-handers here. So Kappa looking strong. The question is, will he firstly not fail and then go for the multiplier? That is the question here. Now the left-hander, crucial section here coming up on the very first jump. Let's go with Pack here, so we see if Kappa makes a mistake. First jump, well done by both players. Kappa also lines himself up very, very nicely to the second and to the third. Now the question is, will he finish it? I think he will. Yes, he will. He is taking the ×2 multiplier and is ending up with 52 points in this step.
I mean, that is good for every player who is right now in the top 8, kind of, that Kappa is taking those points away from someone like Pack, from someone like Bren, you know, because one less player is getting a multiplier. But hey, what is the purpose for Kappa here getting that multiplier? He comes closer, but look at that, there is a gap of 140 points between 14th and 12th. I see why he's taking a multiplier, but there are only 3 steps left. So, you know, Kappa not with a good step here, only 1/8 placement in this step today. Of course, getting himself some points, but it's not really that worth it for him to take it you know, but hey, I mean, times 2 is still better than nothing at the end. Maybe he's like, okay, maybe the other players are faster than me on the times 3, on the times 4, so he just went for a safe one. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, better take it instead of risking not getting anything at all here. So we can definitely understand his decision as we go here into the next round. We saw, I think it was Scrappy who clipped the wall here, just into the dirt section. Muda, Bings, and Pack, and also Tween battling it out for the first position here, but it's super close. I mean, look at the times at the left, like the distances between the players. Like the top 10 is 0.3. The top 12 even is 0.3 in between each other as we go into the first identity, and we see some players crashing. That was Muda crashing and having to respawn here, and Aurel also with a mistake. Scrappy and Spam also behind, and Worker is still in this. So Pack is right now at first place. Do you think he should go for the multiplayer here, Kai?
He should go for it, yeah, he should definitely go for it. Also a player like Afi, you know, just 60 times 2 after his first good stab, where players will already say GG's for playoffs, but those players should go for it. Also Granadi, 56 points, he should go for it. Call Jr., I have no idea if he will go for that, because he's right now not in the top 8. Afi made a mistake. Also one other player, I think that was Tween, falling behind. So Tween down here. We see Carl Jr. versus Pack in this one, but also a good line from Carl Jr. Not getting the best amount of speed here. Afi with a little bit more speed in this section. Also Pack coming a bit closer. It is only 0.1 of a second, 600ths of a second. Pack jumping to Narnia there. A really hard line to adjust for him, but he was able to make it. Now the last identity will come into play. Carl Jr. leads the round. Afi with a better approach, a bit more speed compared towards Carl Jr. Pack falling behind here, making a small mistake, but also getting a good line over this one. Also Granadi now in the mix. It will all be in this last identity here. Who will get that? Carl Jr. with a good jump here, very direct jump, minimizing a lot of his time, but it is Afi coming closer. Afi coming closer. He was gonna get that. Also Granadi in the mix. Who was gonna get this multiplier?
He's breaking! He's breaking! Afi doesn't want it! Wow. Afi was first, he got the nose down, over speed. He would have gotten first, but he is not taking that one, Kai. Oh my god.
Interesting.
I did not see that happen, to be honest.
I also didn't see this one happening, so now we have Granadi taking it, but it was such a close round. You know, it was so close. Pack has almost gotten that multiplier, but it was 700s off. But it was Afi breaking there. And Massa with a great flip here. Wicked.
And Scrappy as well. Both players crashing into that roadblock there. But yeah, I don't know. Massa, 54 points, even though he did not finish one of the maps here. Also, maybe not feeling very comfortable on this one either. Because he's, we have not seen him fight for the top positions, or he is waiting for the high multipliers. I don't know. But for this round, we have Tween actually going up in first place. Nice to see him in first right now. Also, the world record holder on the 2-lapper for now, in close pursuit by Bren. But still, I mean, the pack is so close. Again, the top 10 within half a second. But as I say that, we see two players, Pack and Papu, who are clipping the edge of the block with their back wheel and dropping down a lot here. And that's going to be their round. Where they will not get any multipliers.
Yeah, Hans, what do you think? Like, one question. Do you think that players will go for different strategies, whether it's a ×2 or ×3 round? Because I think that we're gonna see a huge difference from the ×2 to the ×3 round. I don't know why, but I think we're gonna see something different today. I don't know, I just have the feeling that a player like Carl Jr. and Gwen will show us what they have. And also maybe Massa completely risking it. Maybe they're like, oh, they don't know what I'm gonna do, Pepperlove. I don't know. But they're gonna do something great.
That would be something to watch at, man. I would gladly be a witness of that, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, so far they're lurking in the shadows. And nothing too crazy from those players yet. But, you know, it's still 2 times multiplier only. And only the 3rd round here, so yeah, maybe they're keeping it back and waiting for the big points to be gained.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna do that, but also Bren now, 42 points, could add that up ×2, so he could go up to 84 points, not 86. He doesn't have 43 points, and also the Kamiko player could make it here, but Tween is behind. Tween is behind him, as Gwen is also not too far behind, but he will definitely not go for that, as I know Gwen kind of like the same playstyle as Otak. Tween with a great line, into the lead he goes, good amount of speed, so close for Tween, and it is Tween versus Bren here for that multiplayer, but look at the speed from Tween. Will Tween go for that, or will Bren get it? Tween will go for the multiplier, and
he is taking it, yeah.
What a good step from Tween. Very nice. 128 points for Tween.
It's almost doubling the points he has right now, kinda, in total, because he was finding himself so far behind, but now even overtaking Spam. But Spam's still in this race, so if Spam gets a multiplayer, of course he will pull away again, but very good and very strong showing as well from Team. I'm very happy for him, man. I'm very, very happy for him.
Yeah, of course, at times 3 or times 4 would be better for Tween, but that does not really display his playing style. He takes what he gets. Yeah, and that is a very wise decision. Of course, if he gets himself 110 points every step, he would be further up there, but maybe he could just practice now, so we're gonna see a good Tween next step as well, by the looks of it, as right now we have the next one coming up, the last level 2 round. And the last round where players are multiplying up their points. We see 2 of the same mistake that are clipping by the hole. A lot of players actually make a mistake. Papu, Masa, Scrappy, Muda all behind, as well as Gwen. Then Aurel also 0.7 behind. Carl Jr., Worka, and then also Bings are in the top 3. And Pack is on 4th position. Just behind him we have Spam, only 28 points here. And not a good performance here from the Alliance player, but still he can maybe go up some positions, but still he is really in need of those points. He is more than 100 points behind Bings here, Hans.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Spam also finding himself more in the middle of the field usually in today's step. I mean, 28 points is maybe not what he hoped for. But right now, maybe he has a chance to double that amount of points if he decides to go for it, and if he would get first. That is, I mean, the first challenge to overcome here, being in the position to be first. But right now, our boy Pack is first right now for the last multiplier round here, for the two times multiplier round, followed by Cauldron and Worker, who has 8 points. So I don't know if Worker would go for it if he had the chance to. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know, it's a tough decision to make, but it doesn't matter right now because Pack is still finding himself at first, going through that reactor boost section into the left-hander on the dirt. Now carrying a lot of speed through the dirt section. Now the jump to the right, the Pack behind Pack is still very, very close here with Spam, Carl Jr., and Worker right into each other, so it's basically Pack's race to lose here, Kai. Do you think he will go for it?
Yes, he should definitely go for it, and also...
No!
What? Wait, what happened? I just changed to
Pack
Worker.
clipped.
Well, then Pack goes for the times 3, so who's gonna get that here? Worker could really play the cap here and deny some players. Carl Jr. and Spam are here. Spam with a good approach. Spam with a bit more speed. Who's gonna get it? It's Worker, denying both Spam and Carl Jr. And this was huge for Worker because Spam is his direct opponent and not getting himself that multiplier. Very, very important stuff here from Worker. Of course, only 8 points for him, but still Spam is getting denied some points, so he still stays ahead in this proximity.
Oh god, man, yeah, he is denying them, and that will put more pressure on the players as well, because they know they were so close but still didn't get it. So maybe that bothers them in the back of their mind that we have so many strong players still left on this, and that could really really pull down your confidence level here. So good stuff from Worker, even though it's only 16 points. But yeah, that was Pack's round to lose here actually, but he slightly clipped it with his front wheel and dropping down. So that was super unfortunate to see, but maybe he can secure himself now a ×3 multiplier.
That would be awesome for Pack if he can get himself that ×3 multiplier. But there's also Scrappy in the mix, only 27 points, only getting himself a top 8 placement on that first map today. So Scrappy not with a good step here, but could also go up to 81 points, which is not too shabby. Let's be honest, the Orc display also looks super strong. But then we also have Gwen here, 50 points. Pack and Gwen both up to 50 points. Massa on P6 right now, but great fight here between the players, between the top 6. Papu falling a bit behind, but we see Pack versus Gwen, the Game Ward player versus the MnM driver. It is Pack, Scrappy, and also Massa with a mistake, so they are dead. And it is Gwen now leading the race. Papu being 0.3 away. Gwen with a great first lap here. Great display of skill, and maybe he's gonna take the ×3. I'm not sure what Gwen will go for, but he should definitely do that. If we take a look onto the ranking here, Gwen plus 100 points would put him up to a comfortable 5th position, and with that he would be kind of safe for the playoffs.
Definitely, and I think, but also the other players, I mean, there's also a mental challenge here, because if Gwen is not playing anymore, I think some of the players here will be happy about that. Because they know Gwen is a powerhouse, and he has the skill to go for the +5 multiplier as well. So if he's just taking this, some of the players will be happy about it, but no one knows what he will go for. Maybe he will DNF. I wouldn't be surprised to see it, but I'd also be surprised to see it at the same time. I don't know. I think he should definitely take it. I mean, ×3, 150 points is still really good, and so far it's looking really good. I mean, Papu is lurking in the shadows here, but he's still 0.3 behind. And if Gwen does not make any mistakes, Papu is actually pushing it here over the section. Not really getting closer, but he took a different line as we approach the last 3 jumps here. Gwen and Papu both making it. So if Gwen is making these jumps, he will definitely be the winner of this round. And it is looking like he will be... No! Are you kidding me? I don't think, to be honest, that this was on purpose, because he just miscalculated the jump. But on the other hand, I also wouldn't be surprised if he did that on purpose. But I don't know, I wouldn't call Gwen the favorite to win this map, to be completely honest with you. Like the one. Because I think last week he was definitely the favorite. Like, he was without a doubt the fastest on last week's map for the multiplayer. But I wouldn't call him that yet on this one, to be completely fair.
Yeah, same here.
Maybe he would have been happy to take that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so as well. Maybe Gwen is just laughing and they let just people think their part, because did he do it on purpose or not? I mean, he can't just
know, yeah.
He can't just not care about that anymore if he takes it this one now. But that was actually, oh my god, Gwen with a mistake. That was not a good that was not a good finisher here for Pack, because it is Papu who has overtaken Pack here in the total standings, and Pack now down to P number 9. But of course we still have 3 more rounds to go. Afi, Massa and Pack 1, 2 and 3, and it is Massa currently leading the race. Yeah, Massa maybe just wanted to go for the ×5. There's a little bit of a background story, because Trulux has bet with Massa that Massa's gonna, yeah, DNF every round besides the ×5 round if Trulux gets top 10 in the Trackmania Formula League. And yeah, well, that was the case. Trulux has gotten himself top 10 today.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not sure if Massa will go for this one, but I think so, as also Carl Jr. and, no, Bren, never mind, Bren is behind him, but Massa and Pack are still on 1st and 2nd, and we have 1 more lap to go here. 1 more lap, the Berlin International Gaming player could go up to 162 points, but he decides to play stunt mode. He just returns to Trackmania United for a second again, and does a chained corkscrew 360.
At least 150 points on his account here with the stun points.
Yep.
But that puts up a Pack to a really, really good position to actually get a 3 times multiplier, which would be huge for him, because Bren also clipped. So Pack now over half a second in the lead here, ahead of Muda, Aurel and Scrappy. Let's see if we can keep it together here in the ending. The left-hander downwards, the grass turn into the drop down wall right section right now. Nothing too crazy for now, so it really comes down to the last identity here. Now the left-hander where he clipped last time, not clipping this time. Now the left drift, everything is looking clean so far for Pack. Now the jump, he's approaching it safely, almost crashing. That was really close apparently. Jumping to the right now, not having a lot of speed here, so other players will catch up. But if he is making this jump, which he will secure himself the 3 times multiplier and getting 150 points in this step.
Yeah, so far my bets are looking strong, I can tell you that. My bet was Pack, Gwen, Papu. Yeah, my top 3 was Pack, Gwen, Papu. Is it possible that Gwen gets... Nah, it's not possible. And your bet was Gwen, Aurel, Pack. That is still can go the way if Aurel... Okay, no, never mind, never mind. But Aurel cannot get it. So Massa again with a mistake. Finals level 4. Massa just driving outside of the stadium here. So he's not gonna make it. But now the real deal is starting. I'm gonna focus on Carl Jr. Carl Jr. 65 points. Muller 79 points. It would be logical if they're gonna make it. But there's still so many fast players left on the track. But let's go ahead and follow Carl Jr. here. I'm not sure what he has to offer. But he is very fast on this one. Maybe he has figured something out that no other player has done, but right now he's so far behind here, Hans. He is 0.6 away from Gwen, who's leading and also looked super strong on this one. So maybe a ×4 for the Game Ward player, or maybe Carl Jr. is just waiting to play out his card in this last round. I don't know what the players are going for. But right now Gwen is leading, Bings on second, 0.3 of a second, and then also Spam could get himself a good step here with just a ×4 multiplier.
Yeah, definitely. As we approach the first identity now, and positions can switch so quickly here. Spam actually crashing. Muda is out of this one completely now. And Spam also clipping the wall, so we see a lot of players dropping down as Gwen finishes the first of 2 laps, followed by Binks, Afi, Aurel, and Scrappy in 5th here. So maybe I should take that back, that Gwen is not looking the fastest right now on this map, because right now he definitely is looking like the fastest, but in the middle part, specifically at the wall jump section, we have this very, very difficult Neo Drift. We saw many players clip already, just like Scrappy is crashing. So let's go out into the wall right here for Gwen, Afi, and Bings. Oh, Gwen so close, but he survived this actually. Gwen is looking very, very strong here, already half a second ahead of the others.
Already half a second ahead, that is great, and only Bings is there. I don't see that Gwen is not finishing this one. This would be idiotic if he doesn't do it. So Gwen on his way to go home with another good step, maybe the 2nd step victory in a row. But of course he doesn't know what will happen in this next and last round, as Gwen gets it very nicely here. Good approach there as well. One more identity left for the Game Ward driver. He survives it. Binks is dead. Afi is behind him. So we see Gwen versus Afi, but Afi is so far behind, and Gwen on his way to get it. And Gwen will get 200 points in this step with a 240.81. What a good time. Gwen has 200 points, and with that being ahead of Pack and Papu. And guys, I want to mention that my top 3 was those 3 players that are in here. Pack, Gwen, Papu was my bet. Yeah, just wanted to flex a bit.
Yeah, definitely a very well-deserved flex as well. But now we have the last round coming up, so we can still see a change in the top spots here. So maybe a prediction will be wrong after this one.
Carl Jr.
But
or Massa.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, fair enough. So let's see what will happen here. I mean, Massa right now, that is basically the first run. He drives properly, but look at this. He's already like 0.3, 0.4 behind, and also now with a very bad line after the wall jump. Carl Jr. and the rest of the pack are looking so close. We see 2 players flipping. It was Afi and I don't know who else. Muda it was, because Muda retired. No, it was Brandon who retired. Yeah, Massa still 0.5 behind. We have Aurel right now at first, battling out with Bings and Scrappy and Carl Jr. and Spam basically. So all the contenders are still in this as we approach the second half of the map, and the very crucial identity. As I say that, that was who was that? Was Aurel. That Aurel dropping down as we approach the second identity right now? Okay, what is happening?
Yeah, a lot of things are happening here, and I don't see Massa. I see Bing, Scrappy, Carl Jr. and Spam, and I would love to see Spam just getting himself that multiplier.
Oh,
that
Jr.
What was that?
Oh, he survived that.
How did he survive that? Carl Jr. is still in it to win it, but Bings and Scrappy are on first and second. Spam also still there to make something happen. The Alliance Tray player is, however, 0.5 away. So it is Bings versus Scrappy. Bings would also really deserve those yeah, 225 points and win the step here with that. But still there's Scrappy who can really deny points towards him. 135 points for him would it be, and then Spam 140 points. Spam still very far behind. Now very important here to get yourself a good Neo slide. Cole Jr. very nice the execution here, but still he is more than 0.5 of a second behind. Okay, not quite yet. He's coming a bit closer, but Hans, there is still one more identity, and right now it's looking good for the Easy Dream player to make something happen, even though Scrappy is coming dangerously closer.
Yeah, we are approaching the last identity into the wall, right? Yeah, I mean, Scrappy is 1/10 behind Binks right now, lurking in the shadows for the slightest of mistakes that could happen here in any for any player here, and Binks could gain himself a lot of points here if he's making it. Oh my god, for a second I thought he didn't make that jump, to be completely honest, but he made it. Also a good second jump from Binks, coming up to the last jump right now, and it's looking super clean for Binks. He will secure himself the ×5 multiplier and will win the step with that.
Dude, I'm so happy for this guy, actually.
Yeah, same.
I'm so happy
Big
for
GG.
Binks.
Let's go, Binks, man.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go.
Yeah, good time here as well, but Binks with that up to P7 pack 6th place. Muda 8th position, not getting himself a multiplier, and Scrappy all of a sudden down out of the top 8. Papu, Brent, Carl Jr. down to P11. Tween, dude, what is happening? Carl Jr. could be demoted out of the Trackmania Grand League potentially if he trends like that.
Dude, I don't know what's happening. What a step that was today. What have we just witnessed? Like, so many players going up and down here in the rankings. Tween with a really good step compared to the other ones, overtaking a few players here. But yeah, as you said, Carl Jr. now down to 11th because he didn't get himself a multiplier here. Granadi now back at first in the total standings. And yeah, I'm so happy for Binks to finally close out a really good amount of points here, which is insane.
Yeah, that is insane indeed. So let's call Pack here and see what he is saying here. So GG's of course to everyone, very happy for Binks. And then of course, yeah, the losers kind of this step are Carl Jr. and also Mr. Down Under, Mr. Muda, who didn't get themselves points.
Definitely.
Hello.
Wait. Hello.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you, man.
No.
But you're very quiet again.
Quiet again?
Oh god, dude, now you're screaming.
Come on.
Yeah, GG, serious step, man.
Thank you. Oh god, I was getting a bit nervous, but I kind of thought I had the pace on the last map. I was feeling pretty decent.
Yeah,
I mean, you did decent as well, so I'm not gonna take that away from you, man. I'm very happy to see that.
Thank you. I mean, I'm very disappointed in map 1. I'm sorry.
Paul.
the nose slide on the right-hander.
Honestly,
Oh,
it's
man.
such a no slide corner. Like, that's so bad. So bad.
Yeah, it happens though. I mean, Carl Jr. also with a good performance there on the first and second map. I mean, you kind of also lost it on Vertigo, but then the other things were kind of clean by the looks of it. But yeah, still on Vertigo, you kind of were coming back. But then on the map with the multiplier, what happened there?
What do you mean? What do you mean on the multiplier map?
No, on the map that has been multiplier last week. Sorry that I was not
Oh, yeah.
on Launchpad.
Yeah, no, I was just hoping to go through it without crashing. The plan went completely out the window. Lap 1, I think. Yeah, no, that one I'm not really comfortable on. It's just such a weird track, and I don't know. I can't get to grips with it. I mean, I felt good before the step, but as in, I still haven't finished a 6-lapper on it apart from today. But yeah, I was just hoping to kind of be able to play it smoothly and things like that, but yeah, it didn't go to plan at all. I had no feeling on it, like, at all.
Yeah, but also
I mean,
Gwen has thrown it away, so...
And I mean, you got 150 points, man. I'm very happy to see that. And I mean, you secured yourself the 6th spot right now in the total standings. So
I know, where's that come from? I mean...
Yeah, that is that is great, man. That is great. I mean, it's still very close behind you, so anything can happen. So, what do you think? What are your expectations? Your wishes? What are you looking forward to? Maybe for next step or next steps?
just want to keep getting multipliers. Just keep it coming. I mean, hopefully next week's map favors me again. I feel really comfortable in this one. I think there's going to be a lot of crashes next week though with the holes. That's
Yeah.
the only issue. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping the next one suits me again, and just hopefully get another multiplier. I don't know, the first 2 rounds of this one I was really trying to get a ×2, and then when I realized every round that I was like quite quick compared to everyone in the moment, I thought a ×3 would have been the nicest to get, so I kind of went for the ×3 in the end, which was I'm glad it worked out.
But still, the ranking is so close. I mean, Carl Jr. has 385 points. Then there's a huge gap between 12th and 13th, 165 points. But even a player like Carl Jr. can still get first. And this format is so random. Again, like it could have also been Muda getting an insane step. And I think still everything is possible. And it's really map dependent, as you were saying. And also, if you just feel it on that day or not, right? And also on that last particular map.
Yeah, literally. If you're in the mood and you're feeling it, like anyone can do it, as long as you've played well beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. So Hans, I let you continue the interview because you hear my voice. I mean, Pack, your voice also seems to be a bit cracked.
Yeah, I'm still. For some reason, the cold came back. Like yesterday, I was okay. The day before Friday, I think on Friday I was all right, but. Yeah, for some reason it's crept back in. I don't know why.
Same for me though. I mean, yesterday I couldn't talk at all, and now I have still one more cast to do today. Oh, jeez. And tomorrow I have my surgery for my hand.
Oh, nice. That's gonna be fun.
At 8 in the morning.
Oh God.
Yeah. Copium, but hey. I mean, you've gotten yourself some good points, and you can still practice for step number 6, right? And also for 7, but then 8 will be a bit problematic, right?
8's rough, 7 is not amazing. 6 is my last one that I have. Well, I mean, this kind of practice, but it's been rough the entire season. But yeah, I'll do my best. now that there's like now that I'm in a playoff spot, it's I feel like it's easier to keep it than get into it, so I'm quite happy where I am.
What about your motivation, for example? Because we know that many, like not only in the Grand League but also like Challenger League players, because I mean it's like very draining, right? You have to play every single Sunday, train your maps, retrain the old ones and stuff. How's your motivation for the next weeks?
I mean, I feel pretty good. I tend to just practice the new map each week. That's my kind of way. I'll probably learn this new map maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, and then see how I feel on it. If I feel good like I did on this one, then I might wait till the weekend and then play it again. And then old maps, I think the only one I'll probably put a lot of time into is, I say a lot of time, the one I'll probably touch again before next weekend is Launchpad, because that one, there's no feeling. I have no feeling on it at all. I don't know why. I mean, today the servers were a bit weird. Everyone was experiencing some frame rate issues, so I think I don't know what's happening there, but somehow if that can improve from this week to next from the Trackmania guys, that would be great. But yeah, no, I think my motivation is still there. I like the competition, not necessarily like the point system, but I like the competition. So I like playing in it. I like racing all these guys in the top. It's still fun to me. So to give a good performance is what I like to do still, and while I still can, because I start my college again, not this week coming, but the next one. So I got 2 weeks of college, then my exams. So my motivations this week will be a lot higher than the next week's.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, man. That's awesome to hear. Because, yeah, the motivation thing is also understandable, obviously, for the players who are losing the motivation over time, because it's just so much. But, yeah, awesome that you're still feeling it, and that you're still hyped about the whole tournament and everything. So that is awesome to hear.
Yeah, it's nice to hear your voice again.
Yeah, it's been a while, right?
Yeah, I know, it's been a long time.
Damn,
long
time. Remember the turbo Trackmania Turbo Super Trackmaster time.
Oh god,
sessions.
that is so long ago.
Yeah, no, I do remember them. I just remember asking, it was Nadir, I was asking them so much, I was like, can I just be put onto Stadium? Can I just because I was stuck on Lagoon for ages. They're like, can I please play Stadium? Can I please play Canyon? They're like, no, we're leaving it to racehans and tween and all this. Like, oh my god, literally, like,
wow.
I've literally just come from winning the World Cup and they're like, yeah, nah, we can't.
Yeah,
can't
Lagoon.
I was like, yeah, you need to do Lagoon with Carl Jr. And I'm like, what? Why are we doing?
Wait, Carl Jr. also had Lagoon?
Yeah, me and Carl on Lagoon.
Did he have any STMs?
He did at the start when it was only him playing, and then no, Yo-Yo had loads. Yo-Yo was playing Lagoon the most, and then Carl played it a bit. Me and Carl played at the same time, and we were just like rivaling each other for a bit on it. But yeah, it took us ages to get access to Stadium. And then they were like, oh yeah, Riolu has access to all of them. I was like, what?
Yeah,
why does he have access to every single one? Then we couldn't. So yeah, it was weird.
Well, but that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a story for another time, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the last times we played a lot, I think, and also talked regarding the turbo times. That's what I remember. Damn, it's been a while, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, bringing yourself.
I remember what was it? I remember ESWC as well when we were having dinner. And,
oh yeah.
Me, you, and Carl sat together a lot as well, like chatting all the time. Because you were the only person that we were like sort of the main person from like Acer and that we talked to.
Yeah, true. I sometimes felt like I was also like the Acer outsider because like, you know, the rivalry that the two teams had, that I like didn't care about that at all. I was like, yeah, they're great guys, so why can't we just like hang out? You know, that was like the mindset.
Such a big rivalry. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that was, I think, just because of like the main protagonists in that the rivalry story themselves. So.
Oh yeah, the two hotheads from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I never felt that rivalry at all. Like,
no, I only felt it because I was on call with Bergie so much. So like you'd feel like whenever there was a match against Ace, it's like, yeah, must win, guys, must win. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't want to name anyone here in particular from my side because I don't want to start any drama. But yeah, no, it was a great time.
Here we go again.
So it's been a while, so great to hear that you're still in this like that. Awesome.
No, it'd be nice to see you again in it, but I know you're still on the Nadio solo hunt grind at least, so that's good.
Yeah, less in the competitive side at least.
I'm trying to put him in there.
Even though I'm getting asked every time when I'm gonna play the Grand League, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I can imagine you're a good player still, so everyone's gonna be
sweet,
like,
man.
God. Racehans, man, you get these solo wins. Why aren't you doing the online comps?
Yeah, that's like a daily thing for me, basically.
Yeah, when Grand League comes.
Sure. Yeah, but
you could definitely make it.
So great to spectate and having the chance to commentate for you in particular as well. Like, I'm having a great time here and it's so much fun. And the community is great.
Glad hearing that as well.
It's so sick as well that even for you as like your first cast, you got the round. You were casting the round that I won.
Yeah, that was like the destiny basically.
yeah, it was such clean comms as well. Yeah, it was so good. And then you just hear Turbo at the end go mental.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was a great round as well. So
yeah,
it was sick.
Today I had to punch a table
It will never be us
because I cannot scream in this one Trackmania Grand League Challenger round. That was incredible.
But also like the level in general, like it's really, really damn high, and everyone is so good and. It's a pleasure to watch.
It is really good still. It's nice that people still think it is a high level, I think, because you can sort of lose track of the skill range.
Yeah, and I exactly know what you mean, but nah, if like just from a spectator point of view, I can tell you it's a pretty high quality gameplay that you and all the others are showing there. So don't worry about that, man.
Yeah, no, that's good. Cheers.
Interview questions. Kai, hello.
I have a cast in 4 minutes.
Is he gone?
Hello?
He's muted.
Hello?
He's muted. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, boy.
okay, I pressed control. Wait, didn't I talk? I was talking and you guys were just
Nah, you
talking
didn't-
over
you
me and I
didn't-
was
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah,
okay.
you didn't talk at all. We didn't talk at all. We actually
Oops.
heard nothing.
Oh, damn, I was like adding some things up and you were guys like talking and talking and I was like, okay, yeah, okay, nice.
Good chat, Tim.
Yeah, good chat, man. Good chat, guys.
Yeah,
Good focus.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, boys.
Yeah, thanks for the interview. But yeah, actually, I have a cast in 3 minutes. Yeah, I don't know what
damn.
I'm doing to myself. I think I will not have a voice next week. But hey,
Oh my.
it is still
Who
what
are
it
you
is.
casting? Who are you casting, by the way?
Full speed series, like some grand final of full speed.
Oh, wow.
God. He's doing everything, man.
That's
Yeah.
some high action stuff as well.
Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
push it out, then gonna fall asleep, and then I will be asleep again tomorrow after the surgery.
Yeah, no doubt.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, really stressy weekend. And also, I don't know why we had some issues with the sound. I don't know why this didn't work out, but hey, it is
I mean,
what it is.
apparently it worked in the VOD. I rewatched the VOD, and you had sound in the VOD, but
Wait,
in the live
what?
stream we had no sound. This
That
is
is
so weird.
way too dank. That is way too complex for me. I have to look into that because I literally have the same sound settings in both things. But I don't know. Still a good step for you, Peg. I'm really happy to see you getting ×3 again. That's just very, very cool.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it helps my mentality that I've got another multiplier again. What is this, 2 in a row now? What's happening? I've gone from none to 2 in a row.
Next week ×4 or ×5 only, right?
Nah, you get a bit shaky there. Get a bit shaky there. It gets a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. That was
×3 is
still a great showing.
the sweet spot, if you ask me. That's the
Oh,
sweet
it is.
spot.
It's such a sweet spot. If I could get a little bit more points in the build-up,
Oh,
that'd
yeah.
be really good.
Yeah, just
You
don't
know,
throw
just-
again in first place.
Yeah, I keep getting two good maps and 2 bad, but when I get 3 good maps, I don't get a multiplier. So I think that's the way forward. Just do better on the 2 maps that I actually get points on.
Yeah, exactly. I think so as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to cast a different event now. So thank you guys for watching and I will see you next week. Bye bye.